When you make the decision to do what you want to do with your life, just know this: because the family and the friends in your life do not share your vision, in most cases, they will be the first person to try and talk you out of what you want to do with your life. But know this: only those that can see the invisible can do the impossible.
Most important element is for you to be able to do this, to be able to establish, most importantly, where you really are in your life today. Where are you? And where do you really want to go? What's going to create this extraordinary life? Because some of you right now, if you continue the direction you're going, are going to be successful and unfulfilled, unhappy, and stressed. Because once we get, into a dream, then that dream starts to take on a life of its own. It gives us juice, it gives us energy. But how many of you ever got the dream, achieved your goal, and then thought, is this all there is? That's more painful than not even achieving it. Because now you've done everything, you've worked it out, and you're successful, and you're not happy. So for some of you, you're going to need to take a look at that. You got to separate the vehicle from the outcome. What is it that's going to truly fulfill you? What is it that's going to give you that extraordinary life? What's going to make things magnificent on your terms, not somebody else's terms, not your father, your mother, your background? What is that really? Separate the vehicle, because there's many ways to get to that vehicle. But I'm saying sometimes you got to reevaluate what's going to really make you fulfilled. What is your gift? Are you an artist? Are you the talent that can produce something no one else produces as a skill or a product or a service or some impact? Are you incredibly good at management? You really know how to manage or lead people? Are you an extraordinary entrepreneur that can take that gigantic gut load of risk and can create the vision and attract the talent that you need and the managers and leaders? You may have all three abilities, but which one really fulfills you the most is going to be the critical question.
What we can become and what we can accomplish. The key to life is to become skillful enough to do rewarding things with our life. Influence, productivity, activity, results, economic, social, personal, spiritual. But results is the name of the game. It's the reason for the seasons is in the fall to see what has come from the miracle of your hand and the seed and the soil and the seasons and the rain, the changes, to cope with it all and to see what you can make out of what's available. Talents is simply value. Philosophy is to determine value. And once you understand that you have value, the key is to see what you can do with it. And that's what life is all about. See what you can do with your mind. See what you can do with your skills. See what you can do with your hands. See what you can do with your thinking, your possibilities, your capabilities. The key is to see what you can do with it all, because results is the name of the game. And he said, I'll be gone for a while, and when I return, we'll go over the results. So that's what we call reasonable time to ask, how are you doing now? What progress have you made now in this long list of human values and experiences?
At some level, you have a blueprint, a mindset, a belief system, a philosophy, a set of values that says, if I master this thing called my life or my enterprise, then I'll have this great feeling.
The same people that doubted me are the same people that doubt you. But the only difference between me and you is that when they doubted me, it went in one ear and right out the other. When they doubted you, you took it to heart. You absorbed every word that they said. And it made you want to quit. And it made you want to give up. And it made you want to stop trying. Because they said you couldn't do it. And you processed what they said as law. And processed what they said as fact. They ain't no better than you. Sometimes people get a little bit of money, a little bit of success, a little bit of fame, a little bit of authority. And they think that they can talk down on you and they can tell you what you're not capable of achieving. I want you to understand, never let someone's perception of you, never let what someone else says about you become your reality, become who you are. When they doubt you, that needs to be fuel. That needs to drive you. And I need you to tell somebody that you're going to be great. And I need you to look them right in the eye when they say you can't do it and tell them I'll be back. You will remember my name. I promise you. And let that be the fuel that drives you to greatness. You have something within you that nobody can ever take away from you. So when they doubt you, that should fire you up.
Key phrase, life is a numbers game. Part of life is a numbers game. How many books should you read to be adequately prepared to debate the major life issues in the next 10 years? Do you think it's important to come up with a pretty good reasonable number of books in a wide variety of subjects to be adequately prepared to debate the major life issues in the next 10 years? The answer is of course. We must show that the insidious is insidious. We must show how empty life can be without measurable progress. We must get right on the problems and the challenges, lest we yield too easy to the things that can leave our lives empty instead of full and leave us with pennies instead of fortune. We must have proper response to lack of results. Shouldn't we pour it on? Lack of results? Shouldn't we make it clear? Shouldn't we become emotional? Shouldn't we become philosophically strong and find and select powerful words that will illustrate the point? Lack of results? So, one of the major reasons for looking at results is to see what might be wrong with activity. Maybe it's activity that's producing poor results. Now, a lot of people are working hard, but they're not making much progress. Here's what we teach in leadership skills. Don't mistake movement for achievement. Boy, it's easy to get faked out by being busy. The key is not just being busy, the key is doing what? It's easy to be busy and be making figure eights instead of much progress. So, we look at results to see if there may be some difficulty with activity. Here's where we may need to go to work, activity. Because it takes activity to bring enterprise into being.
But what you have to be able to do is find out what is it for you that's going to fulfill you. And I'll tell you, there's two primary elements to that. You've got to figure out what is your gift that's going to give you a sense of meaning, because you can't be fulfilled without a sense of contribution. You can feel happy. Happiness for most people is temporary. It's like pleasure. Eat a chocolate cake, make love, score a point in the game, get the trophy, take your business to the highest level, make the money. There's a moment in which, or maybe a day or an hour, or I don't know how long it lasts for you, but when you achieve those results, will you feel happy? And how long does it last? Remember, what makes you successful, what makes you fulfilled, may be two different things. So success without fulfillment, that's called failure. If you know somebody who's got everything they thought they wanted and they're not fulfilled, they got a real problem. So what's going to make you fulfilled? Finding your gift, contribution. Life's not about me, it's about we. If we feel like we're contributing to someone else, then we don't just get something, we become something. And what you get never makes you happy long term. Who you become makes you very happy or very sad. So part of that art of fulfillment is, what's my contribution? The second part of it is appreciation. Some of you are contributing, but you're not taking the time to really appreciate. Meaning is where all life is shaped, and you have the power to change the meaning how fast. But you better ask a better question or come up with a better answer. Find your gift and give it every day with more intensity, more beauty, more love, and more unselfishness, and ironically, you'll fill up even more. You'll feel more love and joy and happiness because you'll love yourself, for God's sakes, regardless of what other people do. And it won't be an ego love yourself where you're lying to yourself so you can make other people think you're a certain way. It'll be you connecting with you. And when you connect with you, it's very easy to connect with the real part of other people.
Values were meant to be costly. The only way we can appreciate a value is by its cost. If it doesn't cost much, we probably wouldn't call it valuable. True winning is a great worth, but the price is to play with all your heart and mind, and perhaps do some losing sometimes, so that when you do win, boy, the worth and the value of the winning now becomes a high appreciation, simply because now we understand both sides of this equation, price and promise. And as we look at results, maybe something's wrong with attitude. Maybe it's how we feel. Maybe we've been nudged off course by influence. It's key to understand some people have learned to earn well, but they haven't learned to live well. The man studied economics, but he didn't study lifestyle. Or he's got the money now, but he doesn't have the joy. Here's what lifestyle is: figuring ways to live uniquely. And it's a study, it's a practice, it's an art. It's as much of a skill as economics, learning to live well, finding ways to bring joy, pleasure, excitement, appreciation, and awareness of how unique life can be. It's a study, it's a practice. It doesn't come by accident. Happiness is not an accident, it's an art. Lifestyle is not an amount. Culture is not an amount. Sophistication is not an account. Sophistication is a practice, it's an art. And anybody who wishes can engage in the art of sophistication.